Hello, welcome to Innovation and Strategic Formulation. In this video, we are going to talk about your value chain analysis. And at the end of this video, we are expected to be able to understand your value chain analysis in strategic management, the primary activities in the value chain analysis, and your support activities in the value chain analysis. And lastly, the usefulness or the benefit of your value chain analysis in a company. Let us start by defining your value. When you say value in the business industry or in a company perspective as well as to the buyer's perspective in general, when you say value, that is the total amount that the buyers are willing to pay for a product or for a service. So that is the amount that they are willing to pay. And the difference between the total value and the total cost is called your margin. Now, in your value chain, you're actually creating your margin because using your value chain, you identify your cost and you identify your pricing. Okay? And of course, the value chain tool will be mentioned later on as well. It is actually developed by Michael Porter together with the 5 forces of the Porter model. Okay? If you remember on our previous video, we were able to touch the uh, the Porter's 5 model of the industry. Okay? And that 5 model is actually linked to your value chain. Now, what is value chain? Your value chain is a business model that describes the full range of activity needed to create a product or a service, meaning it is the process or it is the steps or it is the complete step or from the beginning until the end. Meaning, if you are a manufacturing entity and this is your timeline, let me use the line here that we have on the presentation. The beginning of your operation, assuming you are a manufacturing company, your value chain starts from the time that you purchase, okay, your material for the production. The purchasing, that goes to the warehouse. Let us say the others will go to production. The production process is still part of the value chain. Next one, you're finishing. Next one, or let's say before finishing, you have inspection. And then you go to finishing. After finishing, you have packaging. And then the distribution. The entire process of, or this entire step, is part of your value chain. Again, your value chain is describing the full range of activity. It is the full range of activity that the companies need to create the product or their service. So for companies that produce goods, a value chain comprises the step that involve bringing a product from the conception, meaning from its raw material to work in process to finished goods until the distribution, and everything in between. So any process that is involved, let us say you still have setup, you still have furnishing, you still have inspection, you still have, let us say, reworks, those are all part of your value chain. Okay? Now, because of your value chain, there is now what you call your value chain analysis. And your value chain analysis is strategic management that is undertaken to evaluate the value chain elements. Okay? So what do you do in the value chain analysis? You try to disaggregate the different parts or the different processes on your value chain. You try to identify them one by one. You look at the areas that you need to improve. Okay? And actually, according to Michael Porter, he termed your value chain analysis as one of the most useful tools in analyzing your business as a unit or your business into a different units pa further. Okay? You have your purchasing, you have your HR, you have your finance, you have your production, you have your finishing, what else? You have your distribution department. All of those, you try to disaggregate them. You look at how they perform. You try to analyze their performance. You assess their performance and you identify what area do we have to improve. And at the same time, as you do improvement, you are trying to lessen your cost. Okay? So that's part of your value chain. In the value chain analysis, you are diagnosing your strengths and weaknesses. Meaning, your value chain analysis is not for external factors. Okay? It's not for external factor, meaning you cannot assess your opportunities and your threats when you use your value chain analysis. And your value chain analysis is consisting of your primary and support activities. So you have here your primary activities and your support activity. When you say primary activity, in order for you to remember this immediately, you just have to stick into your minds the operations department, distribution department, and the sales department. They are the department, or those activities are the activities that are directly involved in the creation of your service or your product. So let us say, how about your HR department or your accounting department? Those are part of the support activities. If you try to link this to your managerial accounting or management accounting, you have what you call your line management and your staff management. Who is your line management? They are the ones directly involved in the pursuance of the objective of the company. And that is your primary activities. Okay? Your staff management, this includes your support people or your support activities. They are just doing, let's say, your back office activities or your back office works. Whereas your line management, they are directly into the process of creating the goods or giving or providing the service to your customer or clients. Okay? So that is your value chain analysis. Your value chain analysis, again, you are starting to analyze your value chain from the very beginning, meaning from the procurement until the distribution. All right? Now we have different types of value chain because there are also different types of entities. You have value chain for manufacturing entity, you have value chain for service entity or service-based business, and of course you have value chain for both manufacturing and service-based. That's depending on the structure of their company. Of course, if that is a service business, you could probably have a starting point of your value chain from the time you start identifying what service would you like to offer and polishing that type of service. Okay? So what is your value chain? Again, you are trying to identify, or that is used to identify sources of your competitive advantage, but specifically using your strength and weaknesses. So how can you further use your strength? And how will you improve your weakness? We are not talking about your external factors such as your opportunity outside the firm. Because in terms of opportunities, we are talking about internal opportunities that you create, like how can you secure your cost advantage and how can you secure an innovative product or a quality product. That's what you do in your value chain, okay? And your value creating activities are all in the industry and specifically inside, of course, of your company. Now you have here just a simple illustration of your value chain model. It's like a fishbone diagram, but it's also like a pentagon, mga nakahigang pentagon. Ayan. Now, in your value chain, you are actually looking at the value of your company or the cost of your company. Okay? Your value chain is helping you identify your total cost of product and your service or your service. Why? Because in your value chain, you create your margin or your profit. So how can you create your profit or how can you secure your profit if you do not know what's your total cost? And your total cost will be the ones helping you so you know magkano yung ipapatong mo or what will be your percentage of cost compared to your percentage of sale. Okay? Let us say you have a selling price of 100 pesos. How can you be sure that in 100 pesos you already have a gross margin? So your value chain will be helping you on that aspect. If you can see on your value chain, if you also try to browse on your internet, you really have this illustration or you have this value chain model. You have here the primary activities. Number one, your inbound logistic. You have your operation, outbound logistic. You have your sales and marketing, and of course, your service and support. Above your primary activities is your support activities. And this is basically containing or involving, I should say, your firm's infrastructure, human resource, technological development, procurement of resource, finance, inventory, and more. Okay? So let us say, where is my accounting there? It's already involved with, let's say, your procurement part. Okay? And of course, you have there your human resource. So these activities, they are your staff management. In this activity, your members here are called your line management. Okay? You have your staff management. Kindly take note of this one. And you have your line management. So with the help of your value chain, you try to get the total value of your product or your total cost, and you create your margin. While you create your margin or you create your value, you create as well your customer value. Why do you do value chain analysis? In order for you to create more efficient and effective product or service, as well as to at least lessen your cost or minimize your cost, but not, of course, compromising the quality, because one of the main or the primary purpose of your value chain is to create value for customer, meaning you create value of your product to create value of your customer as well as to create value for the firm. Okay? So it's here specifically identified separately. You have your primary and support activities. Let us start with your primary activities. For the primary activities, you have your inbound logistic. For the inbound logistic, these activities or those activities of the firm or a company are associated with receiving, storing, and handling inputs to production processes. Okay? So what is involved here? The items or the departments involved here is your receiving department. You have your warehouse. Okay? So they are the ones involved here because they are also in charge in terms of distribution or procurement of your material to your production. Okay? So going to the production. Where is production involved or where is production in during the primary activities? Okay? For the primary activities, it is included in the operation already, your production. So once the warehouse or the, I'm correct, once the warehouse handed in to the production department the materials or the inventories to be used for the production process that's already under your operation. It's already comprised of the packaging, machining, testing, equipment maintenance, assembly, and of course the production or the transformation of your input into the final product or final form. So as you can see, another example, you have your production, assembly, and packaging. That's one of the key items that you have under the operation. The next primary activity that you have is your outbound logistic. So what's your outbound logistics? These activities are performed for collecting, storing, and physically distributing your product to customer. So it is here where your sales and marketing as well as your distribution comes into the picture. Okay? You're now trying to collect, you record your sale, you store whatever finished goods that have been done, okay? Whatever finished goods that you have available for sale, going to the warehouse. So you have a warehouse for your raw material, you have another storage area or warehouse for your finished goods, okay? Lastly is of course, this is not yet the last, but it's almost still within your outbound logistic. You have your marketing and sales. So from outbound logistic, parang papunta ka na din, okay, sa delivery ng goods, almost close sila ni marketing and sale. But in marketing and sale, it is more involved in, or it is more concerned with providing the buyer with information, inducement, and the opportunity to buy the product. Okay, so you are like doing already the sales stock, the advertising, the promotion, and the distribution. And of course, under the service part, the last primary activity, It is concerned with activities associated with enhancing and maintaining the value of the product to customer. What are the items involved here? You have the installation, you have repairs, you have your warranties, you have your maintenance, and you have trainings. Let us say you provide trainings to your customer. Okay? All right. So that's part of your primary activities. Now you have your support activity. That's very simple. It's actually not really elaborated further because in short, they are just included in your back office work. So you have your firm's infrastructure, let's say your general management, you have your engineering part or your maintenance, you have your human resource management, they are involved with labor procurement. Next, you have your technology development for your R&D or for any innovation. And of course, your procurement. So for the procurement, what's involved there is also your finance, your treasury, your purchasing department, okay? So that's part of your support activity. And collectively, your support activity and your primary activity are creating the whole value chain. So without the support activity, there's no value chain. Or without the primary activity, your value chain is not complete, okay? All right. So that is your value chain. Again, who initiated or who started your value chain? It is from Michael E. Porter. This is inspired by your 5 Porter's model or Porter's 5 model of your industry. But again, as mentioned earlier, your value chain model is only focused on your strength and weaknesses or your internal factor. Because later on, we will use another analysis or another tool to analyze external factors. So that will be tackled on a later videos. Now, in terms of the usefulness, oh, by the way, we still have it here in your support activities before we go to your usefulness. You have your firm's infrastructure. Included here is your control system, company culture, and the others. You have your human resource, again, this is involved with hiring, recruitment, training, and development, as well as your compensation. For technology, you have your improvement of the product. So I was correct, as I mentioned earlier, in terms of the product innovation, as well as your IT systems as well. Next, your procurement. You have here your purchasing of your inputs, raw material, as well as your other support items or your support staffs or departments like your accounting, purchasing, okay? So those are the main other items or departments included in the procurement process. You have your treasury if your treasury department is separate from the accounting department. Now we go to the uses of your value chain analysis. Your value chain analysis is very useful because large manufacturing company are now conducting value chain analysis because they wanted to understand their internal cost structure. Again, how many times did I mention this already? Internal cost structure. Because as they do their pricing as well, they have to identify their total internal cost. Because they cannot secure a profit without knowing the other cost. Let us say you just know the cost of your product, but how about the other cost, like your overhead cost or your other support cost? Okay? So your value chain assumes that firm's basic economic purpose is to create value. The strategic or strategy construction lesson of value chain analysis is that your enlarged company competitiveness pivots on managerial effort to provide company resources and talent on those skills and activities which or where the company can improve or dominate further. Because there are still areas, of course, that let us say in one company, there are areas where they are already improved or they have certain expertise on that area already, but there are still areas that you have to further improve or to further modify in order to provide a greater customer value and a greater product. Okay? So what's the use of your value chain? It is a source of competitive advantage. It's because when you do analysis of your value chain, you identify your strength, you know where to maintain, and weaknesses, you know where to further improve. So you're now starting to create a competitive advantage. Okay? Next, the value chain is a tool for systematic examining of the activities of a firm and how they interact with one another and affect each other's cost and performance. Next, they gain competitive advantage by performing a better version of their activities at a lower cost compared to their competitors. Again, what's the aim of your value chain? Create competitive advantage at a lower cost. And of course, it helps you to stay at a no profit zone because again, go back to the basic or go back to another use of your value chain, it is providing internal cost structure. Technically, you'll be able to know or identify the total cost of your product as well as the total cost of your business and identify the best selling price that you can offer to your buyers. So you assume or you secure a no profit zone, meaning it's always at least, diba, you have a profit. Next, you present opportunities for integration. Again, integration meaning you try to integrate all the different departments even in one process. So let us say you have a system in your company which will also provide a better performance for transaction processings. There you can integrate the different areas of responsibilities already. And of course, in value chain analysis, you align spending with value processes. All right? So in terms of your vertical linkage, a linkage can also exist outside of the firm. For instance, there is a linkage between a firm chain and value chain of its suppliers and channels. That's also correct because as you try to improve your value chain, you cannot eliminate the fact that there can be outside involvement. Let us say in terms of your purchasing, you wanted to improve the quality of your product, you wanted to improve the quality of your purchase transactions or purchase process, you have to include there your suppliers. If you wanted to improve your distribution, okay, you have to include your distribution channels. So there is a vertical linkage, okay? All right. Of course, when you apply your value chain to an industry, the value chain of different firms within an industry vary from one another. And I already mentioned this earlier, okay? Value chain of a service entity is different from a value chain of a manufacturing entity. And in fact, the differences in the value chain among them and the different industry provide the source of competitive advantage. So that's actually one of advantages of the differences between the value chain per company or per industry. Again, what's your industry? That is a group of companies in the market that offers the same product or the same service. So let's just have here a short illustration. We have Tata Motors, a manufacturing-based company. What is their value chain? So their value chain is involving, again, number one, your primary activity and your support activity. So they are doing production. So what's inside their primary activity? Basically, they have procurement, they have the production floor. From the production, how do they get their material? They have their warehouse, they have the receiving department. What else? After the production, work in process, turning the goods into finished goods. They have probably the finishing. What else? They have inspection as well. So that are one of the possible items that you have under Tata Motors. So let's try to look at it. So Tata Motors, in terms of inbound logistics, they have these activities. So long-term contract with service providers. They have personnel at regional offices for overseeing smooth transit of goods. They have transparency and monitoring through deployment of IT in all their transactions, and they are using SAP. So that is their system, your SAP. They have daily transport logistics so they can track their items. And of course, supplies critical high-value items. They have efficient storage facility because included in your inbound logistic is your receiving. Okay? Under the operation, they have capital equipment manufacturing division, which will be the one involved or concerned or responsible for the production. You have your apprentice trainee course, you have your TPM or your total productive management. This is a continuous drive to improve efficiency, and that's actually part of their value chain already. You have your automated manufacturing processes, again, that's still under production. You have your distribution, you have your maintenance and capacity utilization. That's one of the part, or those are the items or the activities involved in the operations of Tata Motors. How about logistics outbound? Okay, you now start identifying already your finished products. You now start the distribution together, of course, with your marketing and sale. So for the marketing and sale, they are concerned on how they market or how they induce their customer or clients to buy their product. And you have your service. Included in the service is your let us say your warranties of Tata Motors, you have your maintenance, training of facilities, if there are any innovation regarding the product or any improvements that are possible. How about their support activities? They have also the procurement activities, and these are the involved items. Okay? So of course, number one, your e-procurement initiative. You have your system involves. As you can see, you have your SAP, you have your VCM, you have your suppliers involved in your procurement. Your technology development, your human resource, they are involved with the labor force, hiring, recruitment, and your payroll. The firm infrastructure. In terms of the infrastructure of your Tata Motors, they have the location facilities, they have a strong leadership, they provide class prototype for their building facilities, they have, or what they use, your SAP item or your IT system, and they have large product portfolio. So just an addition to this, you have your Walmart's value chain, and it is presented using your value chain model. Okay? You have your primary activities, you have your support activities illustrated here, and that ends our value chain analysis topic. Again, your value chain is providing the total internal value or internal cost of the company in order for the company or for the entity to create their margin, because you wanted to secure a no gain, you wanted to secure a no gain or no profit stage, okay? You wanted that in every operation or in your daily operation, you wanted to secure, of course, a gross margin or simply a margin. And how do you do that? By your value chain analysis. You improve your value chain. You identify what area is your strength, what area is your weakness, or what are your weaknesses, and how can you improve your weaknesses. So those are your concern in terms of your value chain analysis. Again, do not forget your support activities and your primary activities. Now, the next videos will be talking about your external factors. So again, this is your internal assessment. For the next video, we'll have probably other internal factors that we can use to assess a company. And of course, you have your external tools to assess, or your tools to assess your external factors in a company. See you again on our next video, and thank you for watching.